Why did you guys occasionally sleep in a motel growing up?
Because of my mom. I mean, my mom did whatever it took for us to survive. And sometimes my mom didn't have the money for the electric bill, but she could get $40 or so to get a motel room. And it's just crazy because me and my brother talk about this all the time, just the perspective of most people would be upset, most people would be mad, but we saw it as a vacation. We saw it as a time to go swimming and to get out of the house, and we'll figure it out because we have the mom that we know she will, and we're behind her no matter what.
And you guys had no idea of the reason you were going at the time. It just...
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said my mom did a great job of just masking the adversity or masking the struggle that we went through. I think if you asked any of my brothers or any of us or friends, did we ever need? Never. Maybe there's sometimes, and we really never wanted, to be honest. I mean, a lot of times we got that because that's how selfless and that's the person my mom was. But when I was younger, yeah, I had no idea it was a vacation. And then as I got older, obviously you discuss things and it made sense, right? It's easier for her to get $40 to put us in a motel tonight than it is to pay the $170, $200 bill because three boys were leaving all of her lights on.
And speaks to the quality of person that she was, that she shielded you guys from that and still was able to provide a great life for you. I think after your parents split, the last time finances got really tight, what do you remember from the living room furniture then?
That we had one TV that sat on another TV. That was our TV stand, the old big box one, and then we had a little one on top of that. I remember having the antennas with the foil on the top, only watching Survivor. It's probably the only time I've ever watched Survivor. If it wasn't Survivor, if it wasn't a football game on, we're outside and trying to make stuff work. But once again, I mean, my mom just found ways to make things work.
You grew up in Haughton. How would you describe what it was like there?
I mean, it was great. It was a great town. I'd say very diverse, very mixed for the most part. Grew up in the trailer park. It's a place that it's who I am. I don't know any better way to describe it other than to say it's who I am. It's how I was. It's the reason I do things today. It's the reason I see the good in everybody. And it was it was poverty in a sense. And as I said, when you had a mom like I did and brothers like I did, and being the youngest of all of them, I didn't see it as a struggle. I just saw it as a way of life. I was proud of where I live. I'm so proud of where I live now because if I didn't live there, if I wasn't around the people that I wouldn't be the same person at all that I am today. So for me to say it was a struggle, I would be discrediting my mom and my brothers. It was my way of life, which I loved. I mean, we're always outside playing football with the kids in the field, playing basketball. It was my way of life.
And probably one of the best experiences of your life, too.
100% one of the best experiences. I wish more people could experience that, honestly. Maybe without having to go through some of the things I did, but it's just the simple life. It's the simple life of love. It's the simple life of friends, of being able to trust somebody else, to trust somebody else outside of your household. And it was so much fun, so much fun.
Tell about the makeshift football field that was behind where you lived.
Probably 30 yards across, maybe another 35 in length. But I mean, it was a full football field for us. And that's where I fell in love with the game of football. That's where the game of football became who I am. Being probably the youngest of the group of guys that was playing in that field, where they're all my brother's age. That was a lot of the times where I'd get hit or whatever and come home and want to cry. And my mom said, hey, if you want to play at the big boys, if you know what I'm saying, go out there. And if not, stay on the porch. And sure enough, I'm headed back out there. But that field, my brothers and all those kids I grew up with gave me the toughness that I'll never lose. And then the high school, I mean, where I watched my brothers from the time I was, 7, 8 years old, play football for the varsity team and just couldn't wait for it was my turn to get there.
One an offensive lineman, one a defensive end, right?
Yes,
yep.
Exactly. And as I said, they're the reason I have the toughness, but I remember going to their games, 7, 8 years old, just itching to play football because, hey, I play with them in the backyard. I want to go out there and play with them now. And so sitting right there on the 50-yard line with my mom for 7 or so years before I got the opportunity to play, that's a place that I'll never forget. So many memories made, so many friendships that last forever. An awesome place.